Hello, Mistaken. It's Double Seven Wall Street here. So I noticed some great questions from you today, and I love questions. We'll always try to make video for them when we can. So you mentioned that you saw a signal in the Algo alert channel over here, and we're curious about the metrics we use to measure the success rate. So the way that our signal works is that the best time to act on them are typically between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Outside of these hours, the success rate dropped to 60% lower. And the way that we play these signal is that we use the bracket order of $8, $4 up, or $8 up and $8 down, which is a stop loss, right? So pull up the signal over here. So the last time the signal happened is right here. So as you can see, right, the last time the signal happened during market hour is over here. So we're gonna go into the 1 minute time frame to kind of zoom in on that signal. So in the 1 minute time frame, we see the signal popped up. We don't want to buy instantly. We want to go into the 1 minute time frame and look for support, or we can look in the Bollinger Band and look for an opportunity to buy at the bottom of the band, right? There's more information about how to make that play in that in that section. If you go to the pin messages, the pin message will tell you more screenshot example as well. But let's say in this example, we're looking to buy at the bottom of the support, which would be here, which is 57.97. Or if we buy in the middle over here, it's 5,800, right? So we're buying at 57.97 or 5,800. We're looking for $4 upwards. So 57.97, $4 upward is 58.01, which would hit over here already. If we bought at 5,800, then our sell order would be 58.04, which would be somewhere around here where we would kind of hit 58.04, right? So you can see that that's a success that worked out over here. But a lot of people would ask and they'll say, hey, why is your stop loss double your take profit? Doesn't that mean you have to win two times more often to make that money if you get stopped out? And does not necessarily make you losing trader then, right? And that could be true, but the thing is that our stop loss is actually a trailing stop loss, and if you achieve a rate of success of 90%, then your loss is only 10%, right? So that means you won't be losing money unless your success rate is around 50-50. That's the only time you will lose money with a stop loss that's double that. But the reason and the way our signal and our system works this way is kind of goes back to this idea that from this book called The Winning Effect, that I've read early in the year, and it's also similar to the concept in Trading the Zone as well. But we'll talk about the Winning Effect book. So what we want to do is we want to aim for a high success rate within this window because it's crucial for maintaining the consistency in trading, right? And the idea that this related back to the book, The Winning Effect, is that the core concept is that winning can create a positive momentum. It can make future wins more likely, and it can make you more likely to win. It increases your confidence. It just puts you in a great path of positive energy. So this is also covering trading the zone as well, where he talks about getting into a flow state or the zone. When you're consistently winning, the more you're in the zone and the more confidence you build, and that's what we're trying to achieve with the system. So the key is to kind of put you in the zone as often as possible versus other traders that tend to have these strategy that are like 50-50, right? Now, when you have a strategy that's 50-50, but like I know a lot of traders that have a strategy where they're shooting for like 50 points or 100 points, right? But the chance of them winning is 50-50. Now, just because the chance of winning over like the last 1,000 times is 50-50 doesn't mean that you win one and you lose one and you win one and you lose one. The way that actually works is that you could be losing 3 to 5 times in a row with a 50-50 strategy. And when you're losing 3 to 5 times in a row, you become a loser and you go in this downward spiral. And if there's anybody that really understands trading or they have traded enough in the market, they'll know that when you go on a downward spiral is really bad because when you go on downward spiral and you lose more than a few times, it really breaks your mental state. And when your mental state is broken and you feel like a loser, you're gonna go into this fuck all state, and you're gonna like, want to destroy and lose everything. And you feel like nothing you do is right. And when you have lost all confidence in yourself and you've given up and nothing you do is all right, you're not gonna make money. You're just gonna keep losing more money. It's gonna make it impossible to come back and win. And the only reason you would be sticking around at this point is if you were just a degenerate gambler. So there's a huge difference here versus the winning effect and going to a losing downward spiral. So that's why our goal is so important, that we want to have a 90% success rate, so that even when we do lose, we'll lose maybe 1 to 2 times, at most 3 times, but we'll have another win that'll kick us out of that downward spiral. That'll kick us out of feeling like a loser and get back into the consistency of winning again. So that's why I do it this way, just from experience from trading for a long time, and having that background understanding and knowledge. So you also asked like what, when back testing and trading view, what type of strategy you usually use. So I think you mean like what indicators and stuff. So we have a system where our called VX Algo system, where our indicators are moving averages here and our super MACD, and we also have the market maker signals here, right? And these are the three things that are somewhat of a core of our system. And the moving averages are just giving you support levels. And then the super MACD tells you when, if it's the background is green, it's bullish. If the background is red, is bearish. Pretty easy. And you can see over here, when it turns red, it just continued really bearish. So that's why we kept going down. And when we went green here, we're back to bullish. So very simple, very easy to read. And these are just confirmations of each other. So that's, and our back testing is also just based on how much we're looking to make and how much we're looking to lose as well. All those combined together makes the system, right? So I hope that kind of answers your questions there. If it doesn't, feel free to ask more questions. I love making videos. I love helping people understand these more and just helping everybody become a better trader. That's our goal here. Then you said thoughts on over prediction for NQ London. I'm pretty sure tomorrow's going to be bearish. If 170 breaks level, it's going down. Fib level on weekly was rejected at 25.35, and then the fair value gap at 181 that hasn't been met yet, so expectations high for bearish momentum. Coin flip. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. The Fed is going to have a meeting. They're going to reiterate what they talked about last week. We do have daily sell signals on there, so it could be the bearish theory could play out. Regardless of those fair value gaps or the fair fib levels and stuff. That's not something that's not the indicator that I use anymore. So I disregard a lot of those things. I just trade what our system teaches us and tells us over here. So our system does have a substance. Though we do have a lower high here on Friday's close, which does signal that there is weakness on there. And in the daily time frame, if you look at it, we could potentially curl. When there's a lower high, it will set up this curl to the downside. So tomorrow's close will be very interesting, and the day after that, we'll get a true confirmation whether we're gonna go down or not, right? And same thing, yes, we do have a self signal as well. Same concept. We could curl, we could chop. Hard to really say. Sometimes we could be too early in our predictions, and that's how the market gets you. When everybody's bearish and we're too early, they could crush us. So we'll definitely wait for the confirmation. But one of the other members in the trade room, one of Galore, he did mention that we do have a big call wall around 575, where that's where a lot of options are stacked at. So I kind of do want us to hit that 575 exactly on top over here before we come down. So I do think there's a possibility that we could push up or squeeze a little bit tomorrow before we fully go back down, because this is one of the first times we're testing the moving average support here. And because this is one of the first time we're testing it, I don't expect us to break it. I do expect us to bounce a little bit, and then we can break it with more volume later on. Definitely don't think we can break it overnight, because most of the time overnight sessions don't have enough power to break it. And that's a pretty strong support. So it's been a pretty long video. I hope that helps. I hope that answered all your questions. And appreciate participating. Feel free to talk more and just chat with us and share us what you think. And I'll try my best to share with you what we think as well. Thank you. And good luck trading tomorrow, man.